The crystalline halls of the Valkyrie Museum stretched farther than the eye could follow, branching endlessly like the veins of a colossal organism. Every surface shimmered with polished translucence, reflecting relics stolen from 1,000 dead civilizations. This was not a place of learning. It was a trophy hall. Jeremiah walked beside Commander Thexler, his human boots echoing softly against floors that had once borne the pride of empires now reduced to labels and display plaques. The Valkyrie were collectors, obsessive archivists of cultures they had either absorbed or erased. Their elegant forearms gestured smoothly as they catalogued extinction with academic detachment. This wing, Thexler chittered, his translator flattening the sound into sterile words, contains artifacts from the Catharian Empire. They ruled 43 star systems before we brought them into the fold. Approximately 3,000 years ago, by your human reckoning. Jeremiah nodded politely, though his jaw tightened. The fold was a generous phrase for annihilation. But humanity was still new to the galactic stage, careful, diplomatic, unwilling to provoke powers far older and stronger than itself. They stopped before a massive central display. A skull. 3 meters tall, forged from blackened bone fused with an unfamiliar metallic lattice. It radiated age, not decay, but endurance. It stood at the heart of the chamber like a monument to something the Valkyrie preferred to believe was finished. Then Kylie arrived. She was late, as always, having lingered to examine a Terran exhibit the Valkyrie had acquired through what they proudly called fair trade. Her auburn hair was tied back in a messy bun, her posture relaxed in a way that made most alien species uneasy. Jeremiah met her eyes and subtly nodded toward the Catharian display. That was when the impossible happened. The skull tilted forward. Not a collapse. Not a malfunction. A deliberate, measured bow. The chamber fell into absolute silence. Kylie froze mid-step. Did that just? Impossible, Thexler whispered, all 4 hands locking rigid. That artifact has been inert for millennia. No power source. No mechanism. Jeremiah's instincts screamed for a weapon he wasn't allowed to carry. Something ancient had just acknowledged humanity. And whatever slept inside that skull had been waiting. Human, step away from the artifact immediately, Thexler ordered, his skin rippling with warning colors. Kylie didn't listen. She stepped closer, curiosity overtaking caution in that unmistakably human way. The skull's empty eye sockets seemed to follow her, and as she moved, it bowed deeper, slow, respectful, intentional. Jeremiah's stomach tightened. Why did it bow? Kylie asked softly. Thexler's translator stuttered as if struggling to keep pace with his rising panic. We do not understand what the Catharians. You said they ruled 43 systems, Kylie interrupted, eyes scanning the surrounding plaques. What happened to them? They were integrated, Thexler replied. Their aggression rendered them unsuitable. You wiped them out, Kylie said calmly. Not accusatory. Just factual. She circled the skull. It rotated to face her. A 3-meter monument turning with impossible grace. When did humans start honoring their dead with skulls? She asked. Jeremiah felt cold settle in his chest. Neanderthals did. Earlier species too. It goes back farther than we can properly trace. Kylie stopped directly in front of the idol. This isn't Catharian, she said. Is it, Commander? Thexler didn't answer. His translator had gone silent entirely. Kylie raised her hand, stopping centimeters from the blackened bone. They didn't make this. They found it. The skull straightened abruptly. The air warped. Not with machinery or energy fields, but with something older, pressure, presence, memory. The chamber hummed as if reality itself were adjusting. Then it spoke. Not in sound, but in resonance, frequencies that bypassed the ears and settled directly into the mind. Kylie gasped. I understand it, she whispered. I don't know how, but I do. What is it saying? Jeremiah demanded. Her voice trembled. It's asking why we took so long to return. Thexler recoiled. Return, from where? Kylie swallowed. It calls this place a tomb. And humanity had just walked inside. When Kylie's hand finally touched the skull, the museum vanished. Light flooded the chamber, not projected, not artificial, but memory made visible. The walls ignited with images burned directly into the air. A blue-green world. Oceans. Forest skies untouched by industry. Figures walked upright, shaping tools, mastering fire, painting stories on stone. Earth, millions of years before humanity would ever name it. They're us, Kylie whispered. Or, we were them. Something human, or proto-human, had left Earth long before history remembered. Long before civilization rose and fell for the first time. They spread. They built cities among the stars. They forged an empire. And when it collapsed, they left markers, warnings etched into bone and time, waiting to be found. The skull spoke again, and this time even Jeremiah felt fragments of understanding claw their way into his thoughts. It says humanity has died and been reborn across the galaxy 100 times, Kylie translated, tears streaming down her face. We rise. We fall. We forget. And we rise again. The visions shifted, worlds abandoned, civilizations erased by time, not enemies. Humanity didn't conquer forever. It endured. The Valkyrie Empire, Kylie continued softly, is young. She turned toward Thexler, her gaze filled not with anger, but with ancient recognition. Humanity, she said, is eternal. The light faded. The skull bowed once more, lower than before, then went still. Silence reclaimed the museum. Commander Thexler backed away slowly, his skin cycling through colors Jeremiah had never seen together, fear, submission, reverence. Your people, the Valkyrie whispered, have been here before. Kylie wiped her eyes and managed a shaky smile. Yeah. She looked once more at the skull, its empty sockets silent but knowing. And we'll be here long after you're a footnote in someone else's museum. They left the chamber together, footsteps echoing through halls now stripped of their certainty. The Valkyrie Museum no longer felt like a monument to conquest. It felt like a warning. Jeremiah glanced back one last time. The skull stood motionless, but he couldn't shake the feeling that it was still watching. Still waiting. Waiting for the next time humanity would forget. And the next time it would remember. Humanity was not the strongest species in the galaxy. It was not the smartest. It did not rule forever. But it was inevitable. And inevitability was far more terrifying than power.